Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Katie. Today we're going to be doing a very short video to explain to you how to receive psychic information and how to pay attention to the psychic information you are already receiving, okay? So as a human being, we are designed to have many channels to be receiving information constantly, okay? The eyes for watching, the mouth for tasting, the ears for listening, the hands for feeling, or the skin for that matter. And just that way, we also have what are called intuitive channels, in which we pick up energetic information or psychic information that comes through, bringing all sorts of messages that we can use in our daily life. This is not as commonly discussed, so many of us are not aware of that just yet, but we all perceive a lot of energy, and we all perceive a lot of messages as well. So an example of this would be, for example, you are at a party or you're somewhere in which someone walks into the room and you can feel how their vibe is just heavy. Like maybe you judge it first and you feel like, oh my gosh, this person is so, if they feel negative, they feel mad, maybe they're having a horrible day, and you just kind of feel the vibe. Or when someone walks in with a very positive vibe, you're like, oh my god, look at that person, they're kind of like shining and they seem like they're having a really good time, and that kind of like rubs on you. That's a way in which we're all picking up information. That person hasn't directly told you like, I am having a horrible day. However, you can pick up on it. Maybe their body language, the energy that they're, emanating. We can kind of pick up on it. And that way, if we develop that consciously, we can actually receive so much information about people, about situations, about what's going to happen. We can make predictions. We can connect to our higher wisdom in so many ways. So today we're going to explain those channels, okay? The 4 channels that I personally work with are the channel of claircognizance, clairvoyance, clairsentience, and clairaudience. I think there's more. There's people that say that there's like 12 of them. I don't know. I don't use those. So these are the ones that I'm going to be sharing with you. Okay, so first, let's talk about clairvoyance, which is very common. Clairvoyance is the ability to see with your third eye, receive information in the form of images that come to your mind, colors that come to your mind, shapes, forms, and you can perceive these things in your mind, just like thoughts. Like if I tell you, imagine an apple, okay? You're imagining the apple, right? That way is how you receive information. It's not like you're looking at an apple physically, but you can see it in your mind. Some people develop clairvoyance to such a degree in which they can see things that are in physical, or in spiritual realms, like they're in the physical realm. So there's some people that can see angels just as solid as a human being, which I personally would like freak out. That happens to me at this point of my journey. Maybe further along I will be braver in that sense, but right now I'm good with seeing things in the privacy of my own mind. So this is a channel that we all have, and we have that ability to develop it. So let's say, for example, that you are on a meditation, you have your eyes closed, and you call upon your angels. You want your angels to come through, and maybe you start seeing this beautiful, in your mind, beautiful white energy, or you start seeing like an angel that comes to you, or a being that comes to you. The more detail you can get out of that image, the more you're going to be developing that channel. Visualization also helps tons, okay? So then we go to, this is clairvoyance. Now we're going to clairaudience. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but sometimes we can receive messages from our angels or spirit guides or other spirits that might be around through our hearing. So we listen to a voice that seems like our own voice in our mind, but maybe it's telling us stuff that there's no way we can know. Let's say that you are, I've had so many experiences, I should like write them down on a notebook and then, like record different videos so you can like understand what I'm saying to a deeper degree. But let's find a quick example just to like lay it out there. Let's say that you're going about your day and you're driving, and then suddenly in your mind, just as if was a thought that you thought, you listen to this phrase. Start driving more slowly. Like the message is in, and you're like, okay. and you start driving more slowly, and a few seconds later there's a small crash in front of you that you could have perfectly been a part of. Things like this. This is a way in which we receive information from all sorts of beings and from my higher self in the form of audio messages in our mind. And some people might think that you're insane if you hear voices. I'm a particular fan of the voices. I don't know. It depends. For me, they work very well. Then we have clairsentience. This is kind of harder to detect, I guess, within yourself, but at the same time it's very, very present, and tons of people are like empaths, and they can feel so much of what other people are feeling. So this channel basically is that when you feel emotions or sensations that bring information to you, okay? So let's say I'm doing a reading. Let's say I'm doing a card reading and I don't know the person, that they're in a different country, and I'm just doing my reading, recording it on audio and sending it to them. I don't know them. I don't know what's going on. I'm just looking at the cards. And then suddenly I start reading one card and I start feeling this deep sadness come about from nowhere. Like, I'm not thinking about anything of mine, I'm not thinking about my life, I'm not thinking about anything that could possibly make me feel sad, but somehow I feel extremely sad within seconds. That is information that's coming through, maybe telling me that my client is feeling this way, or that that particular card and the situation it describes is making them feel this way, or it did make them feel that way in the past. So how we interpret this information is also going to be very important. But I'm not going to go there yet. I can share that in another video. I want to keep this short and concise. Trying. And then we have, after clairaudience, we have clairsentience, which is feeling, clairaudience, which is hearing, clairvoyance, which is seeing with your third eye or your mind. Then we have claircognizance, which is one of my favorites. This one is when you just know something. You just know. You don't hear it, you don't see it, you don't feel it, you don't taste it, you don't smell it, you just know. And a perfect example of this would be, Kyle Gray. I don't know if you're familiar with Kyle Gray. He's a great spiritual teacher from Hay House. He's like this angel guy, and he also does shamanism and a bunch of other things. He has a beautiful story that I think is a great way to, explain claircognizance. And that will be that one day when he was a child, I think he was like 7 or something, and he just woke up and he knew that his grandma had died. I think it was him. I hope that was him. I don't know where I heard this. Maybe it was in Kyle Gray. I'm gonna check that. But anyway, it doesn't really matter if it's his story or whose story it is. It's basically something that I heard that is a perfect example of how could that manifest. So he just knew that her grandma was gone, and he woke up his mom and he told her, and within seconds she receives the call that she had indeed died. So this is just this knowingness. It's like you just know, and there's no way that nobody can convince you otherwise. You just know. That would be claircognizance. And we all have these abilities. The thing is that we don't pay attention to them, and we don't actively work on developing these things. But once we do, we become suddenly super intuitive, and we I don't know, I guess we reclaim our superpowers, and it's very, very useful. I personally try to work on all of my channels through the readings. I think that's the best way that I can bring in all that information without draining myself. And yeah, they're helpful. So if you would like to know more, just check out my other videos. I have a lot of content here for you. And if you would like to learn how to develop these channels further, I'm going to be creating angel courses, tarot courses, all sorts of virtual content for you to be able to check it out wherever you are in the world. And I would love to share that with you, of course. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. And, follow everything that we do here at Awaken Wild Child. And my website, I have a lot of content that can serve you. And I'm very grateful, to share this moment with you. Let me know if you ever need anything, or if you ever want to learn anything, and I can record a video if it's a content that I can talk about. Sending so much love your way, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!